Good evening. Welcome to another season of Coach's Corner. I'm Rick Russell alongside head coach Jonathan Calder, and we'll be here with you every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Talk a little Seminole football. Coach, spectacular season last year.
Thank you. Yeah,
9-1 regular season and lost a real heartbreaker here in week 1 of the playoffs. But you'd like to continue that. It's great to see, we got a lot of underclassmen that got to experience that in the playoffs, and so maybe that'll help them develop as young football players.
Yeah, it was a great season. It's hard to really even think about that last game. I don't really think about it. I still haven't watched it to this day, but overall, just a special year for all those guys. Like you said, that senior class was a great class, great leaders. Taught those underclassmen how to win, how to practice, how to be competitors each and every week. Bringing that Seminole football back that we love to see. But yeah, great season overall. I had some great wins, some good key wins in there. Thought we could make a run in the playoffs. Just fell short in the last few minutes of that game. But the guys gave it their all season long, every single game, including that playoff game.
Yeah. I was watching some clips when I got here of the locker room after that game. Clearly, every one of the football players was definitely heartbroken.
Yeah,
we've experienced it.
Yeah.
So, it's tough.
Yeah, it is.
We sat here last year, and I discussed a little bit how difficult it would probably be to replace the talent like Carter and Landon.
Those guys were hard to replace.
And Dalton, we thought, could we do it? We had a bunch of young football players, and man, did we ever, we had Corbin, Chance both step up and kind of fill those roles. Offense and defense, both sides of the ball, they did wonderful. But it definitely hurts to lose 13 seniors like we did last year. And, we can speak about Tucker Howell all night long. He's just a generational talent. He's a highlight film. So replacing something like that, alongside Chance and Pick, it's going to be difficult for you, sure.
It sure is. Like I mentioned earlier, that group was they were just born winners, competitors. They competed every game, so it's going to be tough to lose any of those guys. Even some of the guys were just on JV and scout team, but really they all got reps even in varsity football. They were special teams, things like that. So it's tough when you lose a group that good, and especially that many of them. I mean, you're talking, and I'm just going to go down through and name them because I don't want to forget people, but you're losing Tucker Howell, Evan Knowlton, Chance Allen, Logan Powell, Tristan Crisp, Clint Rader, Tyler Whitaker, Ethan Gillespie, Sean Heater, Andrew Pickleball, Billy Kroll, Caleb Grimm, and Blake Portland. And all those guys, like I said, they were great young men just in the locker room and on the field. So it's definitely tough when you have that many and you're losing those key players, because most of those guys played a lot of reps.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And someone like Rader, the kid was never very big, but man, he played with a lot of heart.
Oh, I sure did.
I'm sure he passed those traits down to some of these guys here, the younger guys in the locker room. But we can't forget about that group of seniors, Coach. It happens every year, and not just to Monroe Central.
Right.
To teams like St. Clairsville, Bel Air, Harrison Central. Everybody loses seniors, and you have to, I guess, reload.
You do, and I mean that's high school football. It's every 1 to 2 years you're kind of trying to rebuild the team to a point. So, and that's what kind of makes it fun. Honestly, you get a new team every couple of years. Really, you get new kids in there playing. So, for the public, I think that's kind of why they love high school football. But as a coach, it's kind of tough to replace those guys every year too, for sure.
Well, listen, if any of you guys are watching those 13 seniors that graduated last year, we appreciate everything you poured into this program, and we're going to keep this thing rolling. Coach, let's take a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the returning letterman and starters on offense and defense. Welcome back, everyone. Coach, tomorrow night, season kicks off week 1. at Liberty Union. We talked a little bit about your summer and players that we need to step up and what have you, but there's 13 returning lettermen on this football team. Kind of funny, we lose 13 seniors, we're returning 13 lettermen, which is great. And 5 on offense and 5 on defense. So, we've got some experience. Those guys, played 11 games last year, got to experience the playoffs and some really tough competition. But what can we look forward to as far as offensively?
Yeah, I mean, on offense, like you said, we got 5 returning starters. We got a nice core group of kids coming back, some solid skill guys, a couple linemen coming back, Ashton Battis and Parker Sheifert, they're stepping back in their same roles they were last year. And then we've got obviously a new quarterback in Cooper Howe, but he started last year, just not at quarterback. He started pretty much every position on the field, or played every position on the field. But so he's coming back. Looking for Max Demchek to kind of have a big year. I think he was kind of a spot player, role player last year. He runs great routes, quick, looking for a big year out of him. And then, obviously Corbin had a monster year at defense, 17 sacks. Pretty good year also receiving, I think 10 touchdowns overall, receiving touchdowns. So he looks faster, bigger, stronger this year. So looking for a big year from him as well. But we got to have some of those younger, inexperienced guys step up, especially on the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like Coop as a leader. You watch him on the basketball court, and Coop every once in a while gets in a little foul trouble early. And you kind of see the wind come out of the sails on the court. But Coop's a true leader.
Oh, he's got a lot of fire. He's total difference from Tucker, honestly. He's got a lot of fire to him. Tucker was a little more laid back. So I'm really looking forward to him being, in that role, quarterback role, leader role, see what he can do.
And like you mentioned, Corbin's another one, came out last year for the first time and played lights out offensively, set the single season sack record.
Yep.
That was clear back in 91, I believe it was.
Yes, it was.
And he broke it last year. Yeah, so, what a season for him defensively, but offensively too,
Oh, yeah. He's a big target, tall, can jump. I mean, you saw him in basketball, he can jump up there, he can even dunk it. So, and the same thing with, didn't mention A.J. Rutter. He's been one of those players where he's pretty much started since he's a freshman, kind of gained playing time, gained reps. Looking for a big year from him this year, running the ball. He's going to be the main focus, really, carries-wise.
Yeah, I remember keeping stats 2 years ago down at River, and AJ was tearing it up on the ground, and Rick Isley was running the sticks, and he said, "Hey, what grade's that boy in?" I said, "Oh, he's just a sophomore."
Yeah. It seems like AJ's been around, forever. Yeah, because like I said, even as a freshman, he started quite a few games at running back. So tough kid. Looking forward to seeing him get a lot of carries this year.
So it sounds like maybe we have a few holes to fill offensively on the line.
Yeah, the line's a little bit inexperienced. We've got Braden Baker looking to step in. This is his first year, I think, maybe ever playing. Maybe play some youth. I'm not sure. Looks really solid. He just needs reps. Dalton Lonefeld came out last year. He's looking to secure the starting spot at right tackle. And then Talon Stein, he's been playing for 3 years, a lot of special teams, a lot of rotational plays, but he looks really good at left guard. He's also getting some defensive reps as well.
Good. Yeah, good for Talon. It's nice to have Ashton on the line too, kind of directing. I know Ashton and Braden are pretty tight friends, giving them some direction.
Definitely.
So it's a good coach. We'll look to see what tomorrow night brings.
Hopefully we can score some points.
All right, let's move to defense. We got 5 returning starters there as well. I mean, what can we expect to see tomorrow night?
Yeah, well, defensively, we last year we were in single digits per game, so that was one of their goals. Single digits. So and they accomplished that goal. Thought we got better each week defensively. Still, I don't think exactly where we need to be. We're still focused on tackling and physicality. Hallmarks of Monroe Central football. That's always been part of this program, so we're still focused on that, getting stronger with those aspects. But a lot of the same look. We'll blitz a lot. We'll get after people. I'm hoping to see more gold helmets flying the ball, things like that. But you know, like you mentioned, Corbin with 17 sacks, unbelievable year. So, you know, he's only going to be a junior. So, man, I'm hoping for 20 sacks this year. We'll see. And then linebackers is where I think we'll really step up this year. Owen Howard's came on last year and started, I think, the last few games, looked well. He's looking really solid so far in the scrimmages, things like that. It looks unbelievable. So he looks really good. And then you got AJ, another linebacker, and Jet Kaiser, a freshman at the other outside backer. He's a good, strong, physical kid, loves football. So looking forward to those linebackers, really see what they can do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I like watching Owen. He throws himself around out there.
He's a true middle linebacker, that's for sure. Yeah, he's got a nose for the football.
Yeah, so I'm sure Max will be in the secondary.
Yeah, you got Max. Max will be at one corner, and then Cooper at the other corner. Brady Stemper will be playing some safety, and then Bellsville transfer Gabe Bing will be the other safety. And mention those Bellsville guys, you know, we tried to make it really a seamless transition, tried to open this place up for them. Made them feel as welcome as possible, and I think we did. We've got 2 of them playing. Like I mentioned, Gabe Ing, he'll be starting on defense and a little bit of offense at times, depending on what package we have. But he'll be getting quite a few reps, and then a freshman, Jaden Brown, who's also from Bellsville. Fast kid. He'll definitely see some special teams and rotational guys as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to mention those Bellsville kids that here a little later.
Yeah.
Danielle has some cheerleaders that came over from Bellsville and, you know, trying to welcome them in. And, but she said they're great girls, you know, they work hard every day. So
that's same here. They're hard workers, come every day ready to go, and never question anything, do what we ask. And great kids so far.
Okay. Well, good, Coach. That's offense and defense. Let's cover a little special teams. We got our kicker back, don't we?
Yeah, White's back for his senior year. He broke the record for extra points last year, so he was pretty excited about that. He's still working every week with Bill Phillips, me and Phillips. They still drive up from Steubenville and kick with him. And then Jet Kaiser as well. He's been doing the same thing. So Jet might get a few chances here and there for kickoffs or something like that. But right now it's White's job. Does a great job. We just, in the last scrimmage, he kicked about a 37-yard field goal. So, you know, those are things that his hard work is, you know, it's definitely proven out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, kicking's not as easy as it looks.
It's
definitely. Everybody thinks that, how do you do that? Well, it's a little more difficult than what it looks, for sure.
Speaking of kicking, before I forget, we're having a field goal contest at halftime this year. $10 a ticket. If you want to get in, $10 a ticket, you get a free oil change and a free car detail inside and out from Northwood Services. So they're offering that's about a $300 package overall. So we'll have to see. It's a 25-yard field goal. So it ought to be pretty comic on some of those kicks.
Yeah, all you armchair quarterbacks, kickers.
That's right.
Watching on YouTube, get your butts out here, get the drawing.
That's right.
Heck yeah. All right, Coach, that covers all 3 aspects: offense, defense, special teams. Let's take another short break. We'll come back and we'll talk about a few of the changes in the 2025 football schedule. Welcome back, everyone. Coach, you take a look at the 2025 Seminole football schedule. It looks a little different, actually quite a bit different.
It sure does, yeah.
Yeah, picked up 4 new opponents and 3 OVAC opponents, and of course Liberty Union tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the schedule changes.
Yeah, we had some teams drop us. You know, unfortunately, I thought one of them was Frontier. We've been playing those guys for 56 years. And all the teams that dropped us, that was, and not because of what it is, it's just we've been playing those guys for so long. That was kind of an unfortunate one. But the teams that we picked up, I think, really fit us well right now. Maybe give us some more points in the playoffs type of thing. You know, we got, like you said, Liberty Union tomorrow night. We'll talk about them a little more in a minute, but then we picked up Blair week 2, Toronto, and then Cameron. So all 3 of those other teams are OVC opponents. very good teams. I mean, they usually have pretty good records, so those will give us more points. Really looking forward to all three of them, but especially that Blair one at home. I think that's going to be a fun one. And then Cameron coming here will be a good time too. DJ Danner's covering that. He's got some kind of trophy at West Virginia, Hyatt trophy we play for. Yeah, so he'll be out there. He does like along the sideline, so that should be a fun one. But yeah, I'm looking excited for those new opponents, see what they got.
Yeah, good. Yeah, Toronto's always a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, Bel Air as well, they got
Yeah.
one heck of a good running back, and
Yeah.
Pedro kids. So, and then Cameron played for the state championship last year.
Yes, they did. Yeah, same way West Virginia. Yep.
So,
Yeah, those are definitely three good opponents.
a lot of tough competition. I think their quarterback last year returns two.
For Cameron? Yeah, I think his last name's Angel or something. I saw him, he's a pretty good looking kid, pretty built. Looks like he's gonna be a pretty good runner. Looks like he's gonna be hard to take down. He's pretty well built.
We lose these 13 seniors from last year, and then Big Cat strengthens the schedule.
Yeah. I kind of like it. Like I said, it's to me, I don't want to go 9-1, 10-0 playing, teams that we can beat every year. I would rather, even if we go 7-3, at least we play a tougher schedule. It prepares you for the playoffs, gets you more points in the playoffs. This year they did change, while we're talking about schedule, they changed the playoff system this year, down to 12 teams, so the top 4 teams get a bye. So to me, it's a no-brainer to try to get more points to get that bye, really. You get that bye, you can possibly have 3 home games. So,
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, for you guys that aren't familiar with it, last year, well, when Fenn and I played, it was actually, they took 4.
yeah, it was pretty tough.
Yeah, really tough. But last year they took 16, and the coaches voted this year and voted on 12.
Yes, they did. Which I'm glad they did. I honestly voted for 8, but I'll take 12. At least they're going in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, you pair up number 1 with number 16. I mean, that's when injuries really happen.
It does. Yeah, it does.
He really has a chance.
Right.
16 to beat number 1.
No, I agree.
So, yeah, good move on your part. Coach, we have 9 JV games scheduled. That's great. All these kids are going to get some playing time. Hopefully we can get them all in. Teams have injuries and what have you, and then have to cancel or things pop up, and everybody thinks JV games just aren't as important as varsity games, but they dang sure are.
Oh, definitely.
Get these kids some playing time, get them out on the field. So that's great to fill the schedule of JV. Do you want to touch base on the JV schedule?
Yeah, I mean, not much, but like you mentioned about the reps these kids get, they're invaluable.
Oh, yeah.
You can't, we just don't have enough kids to go up there and line up and kind of see a full speed game where, at least in JV, they're playing other kids, they can go full go, they're hitting other kids. Mm-hmm. So we had, I think, 5 the first year at coach. We were down to 4 last year because of injuries on other teams. And honestly, this year, it looks like we'll be fine with our numbers, so hopefully we can get all 9 of those games in and get those young kids reps.
Okay, we're good, Coach. Junior high schedule, youth schedule?
Yeah, I mean, they're playing their normal full schedule. I think junior high starts the 28th against Fort Fry. Youth just played this past Saturday, so they both won 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and 6th. So yeah, there's definitely a full schedule of football just like normal, and some flag football going on Tuesday. So you got Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the community football.
It's back. Football's
That's right.
back.
That's right.
That's what we all
That's
like.
right.
Yeah, it's great to see, the numbers too. Adam Jones, Adam and I work together. He's helping coach. The numbers from junior high to 5th and 6th and 3rd and 4th, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of back, like back on Newport. I know when I played Pee Wee football, there were a ton of kids, what I mean? It's kind of like it's back now, which is great to see. Those kids succeed at youth football, but, it just builds North Central football.
For sure.
Absolutely. All right, kids, let's take another short break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some of the 7-on-7s, the scrimmages, and then we'll start discussing our opponent tomorrow night with the Union. Welcome back, everyone. Coach, it's been a busy summer, I know it has been. A lot of people, football just isn't about practice, practice, practice. All summer long, you guys travel to 7-on-7s and scrimmage a few different teams. Can you touch base on a little bit of those, how they went, who stood out?
Yeah, like you mentioned, the 7-on-7s, especially with a new quarterback, those are kind of important. But at the same time, it's two-hand touch football, so it's hard to get a real read. But the biggest thing I thought for those, really get Cooper reps. And Max, some of those newer guys at wide receiver, get the timing right. And even for the defensive backs. But I thought we looked well. We played Shadyside in the first one, and then we went to Crooksville, and there was 4 teams there. So we got a lot of work. Got a lot of, the one in Crooksville, it's 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes here over and over and over. So a lot of reps there. So I thought we looked good with 7-on-7s.
Good. Yeah, like you said, it's nice to get reps. You practice against virtually your second team defense here.
Yeah.
And nothing against those guys, but the talent level may dip just a tiny bit. You know what I mean? So getting those guys reps against starters on other football teams really helps and gets you prepared. You're not stepping into week 1 with no
right. I agree. Yeah. When you go against other people's ones, that's the main thing. Like you said, we're down there, and like you said, no slight against our JV guys. They're a lot of good athletes, but they're still 13, 14-year-old kids. So when you start going up against guys that are 18, been playing for 4 years, and the mental reps, it's an awesome thing to do, and that goes for the scrimmages too. The first scrimmage that we went into, we've got some inexperienced kids, and I think it was an eye-opener. They're down there, and they think, oh, maybe we're pretty tough, and then they go get some other guys' ones. I think it was an eye-opener for some of those guys, like, this is real high school football. First scrimmage was so-so. We were pretty vanilla. We didn't do much on offense. Didn't do much on defense, really. We didn't blitz or anything. So kind of a vanilla game on both sides of the ball. Looked okay, but I thought the last scrimmage we kind of opened it up against Steubenville Catholic Central and looked really well. So hopefully that's what we're going to see moving forward with Liberty Union.
Yeah. You said that first scrimmage, both of those teams were pretty physical.
They were.
Smacking you around a little bit, which, like you said, it's good for the kids,
Yep.
Especially, the new guys that's coming in, just say like Brady Baker, start on the line, gets beat up a little bit.
It was an eye-opener for those guys, yeah. Like you said, it's a good thing, though. They understood pretty quick what football is all about, So, yeah, it was a good thing.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, anything you can do to prepare you for week 1.
That's right.
Speaking of week 1, we might as well jump into this Liberty Union football team. What do you know about them? They're new. They're 2 hours away.
Yeah.
I never really heard anything about them.
I honestly, I'd never heard anything about it until Big Cat called me, until Liberty called me. He said, "Do you want to play Liberty Union?" And I said, "If that's what we can get, that's what we'll do." So they're in our region, they're in our division. So I looked at it as same size school, same size, thing like that. But it is a 2-hour trip. Never heard of them, like you said, never heard of them before. They do play a hard schedule, some bigger teams. I'm not really sure why. I don't know much about them. But we got one scrimmage, their last scrimmage. We got their film. They've got some skill guys. They've got 2 or 3 running backs that run the ball extremely hard. Same thing, quarterback runs the ball really hard. So I think I watched their preview and it said they had about 12 seniors. So I think they're kind of the same boat we were last year. They got a lot of guys have been playing reps. So they're a good team. Looks like they're going to be physical. Their linebackers are pretty good. They mainly run kind of ISO, kind of right at you, out of the gun, and shotgun, they run right at you. Nothing too special, but once again, it was a scrimmage. So I don't know what they're really showing. On defense, they run a 4-4, and they ran a lot of man coverage, which was kind of surprising. You don't see that a lot in high school. So, but overall, it looked like a pretty well coached team with. Their skills is what really impressed me. The strength of their running backs. They were running guys over, just getting those extra yards.
Did they pass much? I know you talk a lot about them running the football, so
yeah,
brings me back to those 3 linebackers we talked about earlier. And now we have a freshman in there, linebacker, so we're just gonna throw him out there in the wolves.
That's
see what
right.
happens. But Jeff will be fine.
Yeah,
That's a great kid.
he'll do all right. But yeah, I mean, they ran the ball probably 80-90% in their scrimmage. So when they did throw the ball, I mean, I think that the quarterback is their starting running back from the previous year. So I think he was just basically their best athlete. They put him a quarterback. Not sure how well he can throw. Like I said, they probably only threw the ball 4 or 5 times in their scrimmage. So, but he can run the ball. We'll see how good those linebackers are.
What about size, Coach? I mean, like, are they comparable to us, or, up front?
Yeah, they are actually. I think we're probably overall bigger. They've got 2 linemen that are nice size, look like they move pretty well. And then they got a couple smaller guys, similar to us. I mean, similar to us in size. I think our outside skills are a little bit better. Our receivers a little bit better than their defensive backs. So I think, I think we got a little bit there. But I think it's an evenly matched game, honestly. I think we need to definitely play a good game, play, each play, and see where we stand at the end.
Any idea how many kids they have on the roster?
I think it's about 40, so it's comparable. It's a little bit more than us right now, but it looks like it's a grass field. There's information on the Monroe Central Athletics page about parking and stuff, and I'll put it up on here about parking tickets. You can buy tickets there or online. It will be live streamed. I'll have a link up there as well. So if you can't go to the game, as it is a long trip. If you can't go, it will be live streamed.
Okay, yeah, that's my next question, is the location.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people wonder, everybody's got phones now and find it, I'm sure. But
Yeah. Now I will put information, it talks about parking lots and things like that.
all right, Coach, well, I wish you the best of luck tomorrow against Liberty Union. It's we're looking forward to it, I can tell you that.
Oh, I'm looking forward
It's
to
kind of nice to escape from, the valley and get away from this OVAC stuff and just go see, whatever teams have to offer.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it too. Like you said, you get to see a whole new place, whole new stadium that we've never seen. So, I've been looking, we got a countdown clock in here, and I remember I came in and it said 70 days. That seems like 2 days ago. So,
Right.
Looking forward to it. It's been summers can go, they're quick, but they can also be long. So I'm looking forward to the regular season game where we can play someone else.
Yeah, kind of a bad timing for week 1, playing 2 hours away with the Monroe County Fair in session too, huh?
Yep.
We've got a lot of kids on this team that are in 4-H.
Yep, which that's important to them. And
Absolutely.
100% support that, and I'm glad they're in it. But yeah, it's always that every year, and it's always, even when we played, we had 4-H kids. So now I would never try to take that away from them. And like I said, that's definitely an important thing in their lives.
Absolutely. Let's take another short break, Coach. We'll come back and talk a little game info.
All right.
Okay, Coach, before we get into the final comments, I want to let everybody know that there will be a JV game on Monday. It will be here at 6 o'clock. So Liberty Union JV will be traveling down here. So if you get a chance, come out and support the JV team as well. Coach is going to share this address on the show, but Liberty Union High School football stadium is located at 500 Washington Street in Baltimore, Ohio. Fan parking lots are located, there's a few of them, off of Tower Street, located to the south off of Union Street, and the north behind the gym of the school. There is reserved stadium parking for $10 just outside the stadium, as well as street parking. Handicap spots can be found just outside the stadium, but they also reserve a certain number of those with handicap placards within the reserved lawn. Street parking is also available, like I mentioned. It will be youth night tomorrow night, so parking may be tight. Gates open 45 minutes prior to kickoff. Tickets are $7 for adults and $6 for students, and can be purchased with cash at the gate. Finn will also share this link, I believe, so everybody will have that as well to purchase tickets. Almost wraps up the show, Coach. You got any final comments about tomorrow night?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to see what these guys can do. You know, I told these guys a few months ago, kind of, last year we had big expectations. I mean, they kind of expected this group, or last year's group, to do good, to have a good season. This year it's kind of maybe a little bit of the opposite. I think the expectations I've read is like 4-6, 5-5. So they kind of should have a chip on their shoulder, really. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. I told these guys it reminds me a lot of our junior year. You know, our sophomore year, we went 10-0, had that, you know, magical year, and then we lost all those seniors, and people didn't expect much of us. But we went 8-2, had a great year that year. Didn't make the playoffs because they only took 4 teams back then. But anyhow, had a great year. So this kind of reminds me a lot of that group. Looking forward to see what they can do and just make the community proud.
Yeah, absolutely. There's still some talent on this football team. There's a lot of talent.
Yeah. When I say these expectations and these things, they don't know what's in this locker room.
Yeah.
They don't know the players we have. They don't know the coaches we have. They don't know the expectations that we put upon ourselves, you know, as Monroe Central football players and coaches. So they're just going off of what we lost.
Yeah, these sports writers sit in Wheeling and say, well, Tucker Howe's gone, so we're going to put them at 4-6.
Right, but they don't know what we have.
No, there's a lot of heart here.
There is.
And, you know, you can see it out on that football field. You can see them when you run into them at the store, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're just well-disciplined, great kids, very respectful.
Yep.
And there's leaders, you know, like I said, Coop's a leader. Ashton Lumbat's a leader, you know, and it's great to see those 2 kids are juniors, you know what I mean? And, you know, you got AJ as a senior, you know, he's a leader. Seaford started, 4 years?
You
know,
there's a lot of good football players on this team that the Valley doesn't know about. I'm hoping they find out tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. Well, listen, buddy, I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Drive safe, everyone. If you have any questions, reach out to Coach. He's got all the answers. I'm telling you, he's got all the answers. We'll see what answers he's got tomorrow night.
That's right.
Best of luck to you, Coach.
Thank you.
Hope for a win. Listen, everyone, we'll be back here next Thursday night at 9 o'clock to discuss the Bel Air Big Race. Go Noles.